In a quaint English village nestled amongst the rolling downs, there lived a young boy named Ernest, known to everyone simply as the boy. He was a quiet, bookish lad, much preferring the company of stories to the boisterous games of other children. One sunny afternoon, while exploring the chalk downs behind his family's farm, the boy stumbled upon a curious sight. A large, dark opening in the hillside, unlike anything he had seen before, promised adventure. Peering inside, he found not a gloomy, scary cave, but a surprisingly tidy and rather comfortable chamber. And there, stretched out, was a dragon. But this was no fearsome, fire-breathing beast of legend. This dragon was plump and green, with kindly, intelligent eyes. He was diligently writing poetry, a quill clutched delicately in his claw. The boy, though startled, wasn't afraid. He had read enough stories to know that not all dragons were alike. He cleared his throat politely, and the dragon looked up, surprised but not alarmed. "Good afternoon," said the boy. "Are you a dragon?" "Indeed I am," replied the dragon, laying down his quill. "And you, I presume, are a boy." His voice was deep, but gentle, with a hint of a chuckle. They talked for hours. The dragon confessed he was rather fond of poetry and art, and thoroughly disliked the idea of fighting or terrorizing villagers. He was, in fact, quite a pacifist. The boy found this immensely charming. He had always imagined dragons as grand, terrifying creatures, but this one was simply a large, artistic gentleman who happened to breathe a little smoke. However, news of the dragon's presence soon reached the village. Panic spread like wildfire. The villagers, imagining a ferocious monster, demanded action. The mayor, a portly man who loved order, sent a frantic message to the legendary hero, St. George, begging him to come and slay the beast. The boy was distraught. He knew his friend the dragon was harmless. He rushed back to the cave to warn him. "St. George is coming," he cried breathlessly. "They want him to fight you." The dragon sighed. "Oh dear. That's precisely the sort of unpleasantness I hope to avoid. I really am not cut out for heroics, or villainy for that matter." "But you must do something," insisted the boy. "You can't just let St. George slay you." The dragon pondered, tapping his chin with a claw. Perhaps we can find a civilized solution. After all, St. George is supposed to be a gentleman, isn't he?" When St. George arrived, a valiant figure in shining armor, he expected to find a terrifying fiend. Instead, the boy intercepted him, explaining the situation. St. George, though a hero, was also a reasonable man. He listened patiently to the boy's passionate defense of his dragon friend. He was quite surprised to learn that the dragon was a poet, and preferred tea and scones to raiding livestock. After much thought, St. George, the boy, and the dragon devised a clever plan. They would stage a fight. The dragon would pretend to be fierce, roaring and breathing a little smoke. But only very carefully, mind you. St. George would then pretend to defeat him with a grand, dramatic flourish. This way, the villagers would be satisfied, believing their hero had saved them, and the dragon could go back to his poetry in peace. The day of the great battle arrived. Villagers gathered, trembling with anticipation, eager to witness the heroics. The dragon emerged from his cave, giving a truly magnificent and very loud roar puffing out plumes of carefully controlled smoke. St. George, with a theatrical flourish, charged with his lance, making sure to avoid any actual contact. The dragon tumbled gracefully, pretending to be vanquished, much to the awe and relief of the watching crowd. Cheers erupted. St. George was hailed as a savior. And the dragon was led away, defeated but secretly rather pleased with his actions. He was then installed in a lovely cave further away, with a new supply of pens and paper, where he could write poetry undisturbed. The villagers, believing the threat was gone, returned to their lives, occasionally glancing towards the hills and shuddering delightfully at the memory of the fierce dragon. The boy and the dragon remained the best of friends, with the boy often visiting, bringing books and sharing stories, and the dragon reading his latest verses.